What's going on, guys? It is time for another episode of The Hustle. Today, you have heard about him. He's usually behind the scenes on the opposite side of the camera. This is Dragon. We're going to do a dragon emoji on his head. We're going to roll that open. All right, guys, so to get started, high class red Solo cups. Hold that for me.
Holding it, not cheering.
Guys, today's a great day to celebrate because, Dragon, why don't you tell everybody who you are and what you do for the company while I open this?
I'm Dragon, also known as Daniel. I'm the lead content video producer, so I kind of oversee all the various projects we have going on at the same time. I keep these two guys that are behind the cameras in check.
So behind the cameras, we have Joe and we have Devon. Hang on. Boom. We're actually going to go ahead and pour a little Prosecco for Joe and Devon right now. We are celebrating entrepreneurship today. Dragon, Joe, come on out. You could say hi to everybody on camera. Come on out. Grab a high-end glass because all
the
of
man
the
behind the curtain.
Joe, get out from behind the camera. Joe, Devon, bring the man a glass of Prosecco. Guys, I want to, today we are talking, have a little sip. Today we're talking all about startup life. When I hired Dragon, it was a very, very sort of unusual situation. I was looking for somebody to come in and run all of our video production, all of our photography, basically all of that high-end production. And I put an ad up online because, frankly, I was having a hard time finding people. This guy responded to it, and well, I'll let you sort of
take our start from
here.
Kind of.
Beginning.
So I was, as you know, I was living in North Carolina, and we were looking to relocate. My wife and my kid, they were already here, and I told them I wasn't gonna pack up shop back there until I found something substantial, because I was like, well, I don't want to have to kind of backtrack. I was doing well at my job there, but I just wanted something different. And marketing was something I was looking into because I saw that that's where video production was going, because it wasn't just you could be a shooter or an editor or a director. It's like you kind of had to know how to do everything. So Michelle, my wife, sent me an email one day and she says, hey, check out this. I think this would be good. It's actually in Manchester, near where we're gonna live. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's on Craigslist, what is this? And I'm like reading it, but I liked some of the verbiage. I remember there was a lot of profanity in it, and I think what really caught my attention was you get to shoot bodybuilders. I was like, yes, that's cool. I love bodybuilding. So it was the end of June. I sent you an email. I wrote you a real nice long personalized cover letter. I think I put a reel together for you, sent you my website, and you responded. It might have been that. Actually, I read the email the other day. I still have it, and it was just, hey, can we talk? You were traveling. I think you were seeing your parents in Atlanta or somewhere about there, and I didn't really even know it was an interview. We talked. I was actually at my buddy's house. I stepped out. We just chatted for an hour just about technology and all different types of things, and then I think the next day was the 4th of July. I was at home and I got an email from you, and I was like, oh, he's probably just saying we'll do this later, whatever. But it was my offer letter, and it was pretty much everything I had asked for, which was all. I think at the end of the email you said, well, when can you start? And I said, I'll start August 16th. So quit my job. I packed up the whole house down there by myself. Drove up here by myself with my cat, which was crazy. And
had I known that he was a cat lover before, I probably wouldn't have offered him.
I hate cats. I have a shirt that says that. Maybe I'll wear that in another episode. But yeah, and then I started here August 16th or 17th, and I distinctly remember I came in. You said, "Okay, we're going to shoot." I was like, "Okay." I grabbed some lights, grabbed the gear. We shot the catering company, Brown Sugar Catering, downstairs. And then we might have went to Monaco Ford, but I do remember we went to Theraplant, which is a medical marijuana producer.
Smoke weed every day.
Welcome to the family, Dragon.
So I'd never been to a place like that before, and that place was crazy. It was like think of going into a Home Depot with shelves filled with bags of marijuana. and then grow rooms as far as you can see.
It's about accurate.
That was day one here, and it's been craziness ever
It's like a
since.
kid in a candy store day
Yeah.
one. But you know, one of the things that is so important, I talk about being where the eyeballs are, and I needed somebody who fit really two qualifications. One, they had the hustle, and they had sort of that drive, and two, they had that entrepreneurial spirit. And so for a lot of our clients, we'll advertise on sites like ZipRecruiter, Indeed, Monster, but I knew that somebody who was looking at postings on Craigslist was going to have that hustle, because you're relying on your own hustle to be able to feed your family and provide for your family.
Absolutely.
So it was a little bit of a different approach, maybe sort of a Hail Mary pass in some regards. But the other fun fact here is that you probably picked up on this, we never met face to face.
You didn't want to. I even offered to fly here. I was like, I'll fly here. I'll fly over the weekend. I'll come see you. And do you want to Skype? Do you want to FaceTime? No, we're good. I was like, well, I'll give you references. No, we're good. And I'm like, and then I remember the day before we were supposed to have our meeting, I parked, which it's over there. So it's between the buildings, and it's kind of scary. If you've never been here, you're like, it looks like a crack den or something. It's crazy.
So when we were looking for a building, we were looking for something that was highly understated. We've flown under the radar for years while we've grown the agency, and nothing's really more understated than, am I going to be murdered in this building?
I think most of our clients are people that come and see us. Like if they park, I mean, now there's a new parking lot, the building is renovated, all that, but you don't know. But then once you're in here, this place is awesome. I mean, this is all I wanted was like a job I didn't have to dress up for, and it was in a factory building. Like that was it. That was it.
So Dragon walks in first day. We go out on the shoots, and at this point, this was before we had the offices downstairs. So you walk in and you see a 25-foot bar. What were your thoughts on that?
I was confused. I remember like before I even emailed you, I went on the web. I was like, let's see what their website's like, because that's kind of dependent on whether or not I'm going to apply for anything, or just any of our companies we work with. You kind of get an idea of what they're doing. And I remember I go upstairs. I saw a couple photos on your social with the bar. I walk in. There's this giant bar. There's a conference table. I met Allison was sitting there, and I think Asa was there, and maybe Sarah, who's not with us anymore. And she's alive. She's doing well, but not here. It was just like I don't know. It was crazy. It was just a crazy situation. And even like today, like people will find out, oh, you work. What's it like working there? I just see you guys. People just think we party all the time. I mean, we play hard, we work hard, and that's kind of how it is. But yeah, no, this is an ideal situation for me.
So since you've started, the business is up about 400% from where we were, but you've sort of had the opportunity to grow with at that point, a startup company. Yeah. Why don't you, and don't worry about offending me or anything, give people some behind the scenes as to what that's like, the highs, the lows.
Yeah. I mean, so I have a younger brother, and he's worked for multiple startups in San Francisco. Now, startup, I think that's where the term was coined, in probably Silicon Valley. So he would always tell me, oh, I have this job, and we can drink at work, and we have catering every day for lunch. And I'm like, well, how the hell are you gonna do? I want to work. So, like, that's awesome. Or we have video games you can play. I'm not a video game guy, but that was an option for him. So, coming in I think a lot of people think a startup is fun. It is fun, but like you're figuring it out. It's just playing jazz. Like there's the amount of stuff that I have learned just about like operating like a business. Like prior to this, this is my second job I've ever had. Let's put that in the context for everybody. Second job I ever had. I graduated college, and I was a freelancer contractor. I had some bigger clients, and then my job in North Carolina was my first job. This is my second job, but I felt ready when I got my first job. I was like, okay, now I'm ready to I need to learn that extra part. But a startup it's just, I don't know, it's awesome because everybody here is so into what they do. Everybody is passionate. You don't find that at other jobs. You find a lot of complacency with like big corporate jobs, but everybody loves what they do, and we all love each other. Like you don't feel like, oh, I gotta sit next to this guy at work. It's not like that. Like everybody everyone's always trying to help each other because we want the business to grow, we want the business to succeed, and we want like the cool clients. I think that's like one of the biggest rewards is like when we get like a cool client, we get to work on something, or we really get to help brand another startup company or something like that. And we can, so it's like very like a team-oriented environment, but you're working with, you know, I don't really, you call them clients, but they're more like, they become friends, and it's this whole, I don't know, it's just like this whole other culture. Like,
well, I mean, on any given day, you'll go from God, you've traveled a pretty decent amount this year, but go from working with a family-owned business to a multi-billion-dollar corporation, from a medical marijuana grow house to half-naked bodybuilders. I mean, it's definitely, but part of that experience is understanding that it doesn't matter what industry you're in, you have to adjust and adapt very, very quickly for those clients.
Absolutely, and I noticed that's something that we not only ourselves constantly adapting. I mean, we have so many projects going on at the same time, and it's so different. Like, we have, you know, our Catholic school to a vitamin supplement company to like bodybuild. It's so many different things. So like adapting to all that is key, and just being able to kind of keep the creative juices flowing at all times, you know?
And I think that's why it's so important in any startup culture or in any creative capacity to really focus on your employees first. I mean, honestly, the whole concept for this show, The Hustle, came from the Dragon here, because he said, listen, you really need to show some of the behind the scenes and some of the, you know, some of those stories and some of that culture, because it is about adapting. It is about doing things that are way outside the box. Everybody on our team, and I think that we have a tremendous team, the reason that I hired every single person on our payroll is because they are all better than me at what they do, period. I really believe that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. You know, one of the real things for me when it came to hiring Dragon, he sent over a really kick-ass demo reel. Can we put part of the clips in there, some of the stuff? I mean, this guy, he toured with the Russian Moscow Ballet. That's ridiculous. I mean, this guy's got such incredible stories and experience and chops to back that up. But, you know, one of the real things, and this was why I didn't need to, I don't think I've ever told you this, I didn't need to meet you. I didn't need to shake you in the hand, shake your hand. I didn't need to look you in the eye, because I connected with you on Facebook, and I looked at that and I said, this guy's a little bit.
Should we tell? Well, when I started my last job in North Carolina, they put me in charge of the employee photo shoot. So when I was a kid and I would go, you know, elementary school to get my photos, I'd be like, Mom, this is what I want. I always wanted the goddamn laser background. And she was just like, but even in the 80s, my mom's like, no, you're not doing the laser. That's stupid. I'm like, what? So I always had this stupid picture where it's like me here and then a little silhouette of me, my profile up here. And I was like, so when they gave me this was my first job there, I was like, I don't care what you guys do, but I'm gonna do laser. So I had the graphic designer design something for me. So in my photo, it's me holding, I think I'm holding
a basket of fruit.
It's like gourds, like Thanksgiving gourds, and yeah, I think I had my aviators on. I was happy, but.
Dragon, any parting thoughts, words of wisdom for people who have not yet found the right fit for them when it comes to career, or words of wisdom for business owners that are trying to figure out how the hell to find the right employees?
Hard work. Like, honestly, like it took me a while to figure out what I really wanted to do. Like, since I was a little kid, I was always into films. I grew up in a family, people that really love films. And I made films with my brother. My dad, we always had a video camera, but never really, you only thought, okay, you have a video camera, so you make movies in Hollywood, like, but you never really thought about this. But it was a mentor when I decided to like really take college seriously after kind of being pushed out, because I was involved in a band and stuff. And that's when she was like, you have a good eye, you understand composition and lighting and all that. And I was like, well, what can I do? She's like, oh, you could be like a cameraman or a director of photography. And I was like, what's that? So my mom gave me her credit card. I put a $6,000 camera on that credit card, and I was like, I'll pay you back. I go, this is gonna work. And it took me 2 years to pay it off, but I did my senior thesis film. I made a bunch of other short films, and then, I mean, this is this is what I live and breathe. Like I think all of us, that's what makes this place so unique.
It's our
like,
oxygen.
It's not like we come into work, we turn on the camera, turn on our computer, and then we go. It's like, no, I'm always shooting. Joe's always shooting. Devon is always shooting. Ashley's always doing design. Allison's always following trends. You're doing marketing trends. Everybody, this is our life. This is what we do. So find what you love to do and make it work. Like
I think one of the most exciting elements of this whole journey for me has been, and these guys don't even get the opportunity to work with half the people that are on the payroll now, because we don't have to be in all one location.
Yeah.
You know, we could be spread out over the country. We could have Felicia doing the ad buying down in whatever the hell state she's even in at the moment. We can have people working remotely. That's the beauty of this digital age. But it's been such an exciting experience to grow from, you to we now every week when checks go, we have 20 people on payroll.
Yeah.
Like that's 20 families that are benefiting from this.
Yeah.
Watching your family go through the journey of buying a house
Yeah.
and watching members of the team grow their it's just the most exciting thing. And for a lot of people who aren't in that entrepreneurial environment, or who don't run a business, or who aren't part of a team that's insane and cutting edge like us, like they miss out on that. They go into work every day, and if they screw up really bad, they might lose their job. But if I screw up as the business owner, if I really screw up, all of these families collapse. Sometimes I will allow that horrible thought into my mind of, hey, if you really screw up, everybody loses.
Yeah. Well, I think of the same thing. The amount of time that I've put into this profession since I was probably like 19, 20, and I'm like, if this doesn't work, what the hell? What other skills do I have? What else am I gonna do? So.
We could always go back to bartending. If shit gets real, everything collapses, the economy collapses, we could always bartend, sling some drinks.
Yeah. Cat photography, stuff like that.
God, no, we need to make this a success. Guys, that's gonna do it. Where do you want people to follow you? Because you still have you still have your thing.
The work of DanielHerzog.com. I am in the process of, with Banny, updating that right now. I'm on Instagram as Herzog Daniel. Facebook, you can find me, Daniel Herzog, or the work of Daniel Herzog, or Daniel at thesilentpartnermarketing.com.
There you go.
Questions, concerns?
Devon, let's throw in a little Instagram handle, Snapchat, The Silent Partner, Facebook. Do my public figure page this time. I want you to all follow me on there. Guys, I want you to keep following us through this hustle, through this journey, because this is the dream. This is the dream. So keep following us. Send us your guests. Send us your questions. And that's going to do it for this episode of The Hustle. Dragon.
Booyah.
Booyah.